I'll go ahead and do a disassembly video on a typical AR bolt carrier group. As you can see, there's a little pin there. Take a pick or something similar and get in that pin there, just slide it out. From there you can typically grab it with your fingers and just pull it out. Set that aside. Firing pin will come out. Push the bolt back, like so. Spin the cam pin. You're going to pull that out. Then pull the bolt out. Typically always want to check the gas rings. I just found some bad gas rings on my Sons of Liberty Gunworks bolt carrier group. When you are looking at gas rings, if I can get this to focus a little bit, you can see it should be a very tiny little notch. And that's pretty simple. And from there, you will take, I like to just use the pin that we pulled out of the bolt carrier group. Find your ejector here. Hold down this bottom part because there's a spring under there. And there's a pin right here, and just take this pin, push out this other pin with it. Grab that, pull that out. Make sure you do not lose the O-ring or spring in there. You want to make sure the teeth on your ejector feel nice and grabby. You want it to grab that case and throw it out of there. Disassembly is just the exact reverse of that. Hold that down, put that pin back in, like so. Slide this in, making sure your ejector is on the correct side. If your gas rings are good, there's going to be a little bit of resistance here. You'll put your cam pin back in like so. Drop your firing pin back in there. Slide that back in. So I was doing some cleaning on my bolt carrier groups here, and I found something that I figured would be good to document. You can see with my Sons of Liberty Gunworks bolt that the gas ring is missing. That is because you can see here, it's kind of hard to see on the camera, but that is not what that is supposed to look like. You can see it is slightly eaten away on the one side. An easy way to test for that without taking the bolt carrier group apart is to slide this back in here. And what you want to do, if it'll stay in there, stand it up like this. When you let go, if it goes down like that, that means you probably have some gas ring issues. As you can see, this is my Daniel Defense bolt carrier group right here. It will stand on its own like that. And that is with the cam pin out, but this test should work either way, with or without the cam pins in, and with or without it assembled. And I will show you what good gas rings should look like. Actually, this is a little bit dirty. Let me wipe it off here. I have yet to clean this one yet, but you can see the tiny little notches in the gas rings, and those notches do not need to line up. But let's take a look at this one when I put this bad gas ring back on, and I'll show you what that looks like. You can see there's a much bigger gap there. Much bigger than the small gaps like that and that. So if you see that, you should probably replace your gas rings. It might not keep the weapon from firing, but it's definitely not a good thing to have. So yeah, just replace it, and replace all three at once. Do not just replace the one. If you're replacing one, you might as well replace all three. So there you go. Just to show that this test can be done assembled as well, here they are assembled with the cam pins in and all assembled. This is the Daniel Defense. It will hold itself up. This is the Sons of Liberty Gunworks. It does not hold itself up. While you have your bolt carrier group assembled or disassembled, another good thing to do is just take the bolt and firing pin and just send it through there a couple of times, and if you feel any obstruction in there, you should probably clean that out somehow. I can also tell you a little bit about if your firing pin is bent or not. Although if you are that worried about your firing pin being bent, you should probably actually figure out a way to actually test it to see if it's bent instead of just relying on this. But this will at least give you some idea. Another good thing to do as well is press down, make sure the spring in there is nice and strong as well.